Well, it's still Monday of Paolo's first year in office, and the conversation has moved from different infrastructural development now to grassroots development. I'm now being joined by the acting chairman of Uhunmwode Local Government Area, Augustine. Good to see you, and thanks for your time.
Thank you.
You know, quite a lot. I know you just came into office not quite long, but again, before we start talking about grassroots development, let's talk about the man you've always known, Mondo Paolo. 1 year in office, what truly resonates with you when you look at the administration of the government?
Yeah. His Excellency Senator Mondo Paolo, I would say, is on the right path, on the right track to breaking history in Edo State. He's doing a lot in terms of security, 100%. Security, I'll give him 100%. The reason why I said 100%, I'll use my local government as a case study. 3, 4, 5 years ago, you can't even apply in Bini Auchi Road. You know, it was a den of thieves and kidnappers. But today, as a council administrator, I apply that route literally almost every day. Go to work, come back safe and sound. That tells you the security architecture of the state is functioning very well. So to me, I was called the governor 100%. He's doing well in terms of security. Even in our houses here where we stay, we can now sleep with our 2 eyes closed. That was not the case before. Edo State, as I said before, has become a den of even cultists. Before our governor came into office, most of our investors were all running out of the state. The reason why was insecurity. Nothing to write home about when it comes to security in those states. But today, our people, lives and property are secured. You know, you can go about doing your business freely. And I can tell you, even as a council boss, I move about most of the time without security. Myself, my driver, and maybe 1 or 2 of my friends.
Well, how do you cope now, politically speaking? Because when we talk about politics, when I see young people and I'm coming in, I see the amount of people we give attention to in office. How does make sense of when they say politics is local, the kind of engagement you have, people-to-people kind of engagement you have on a daily basis, and how this actually transmute into good governance. So walking into your office, loads and loads of people, and we've always talked about grassroots governance and the understanding that a council chairman or a councillor shouldn't be far from the people. How do you cope meeting these people on a daily basis?
Okay, you know, sometimes when you don't talk about problem, you can talk about solution. The problem before, why you feel the people was really very far from the governance, was because previous administrations, they didn't give free hand to the local government chairman. And that's different from now. You know, when the governor came in, the governor said, no. The local government have autonomy. Let them do their thing. So the governor gave us free hands. So what do I mean by free hand? It means we determine the people that we see on day-to-day basis. We also determine the development strides in terms of the local government or local content. But before now, if you don't go to government house at the state level, you won't be able to do anything. So I want to commend the governor for actually giving us a free hand to function as local governments. So that has actually made it easy when it comes to interaction between us and the people. You know, when we get to the office every day, you see a lot of our people. They're already at the council. You know, they want to bring their problem. They just want to discuss with you. They want to be close to governance. You know, all these things were made possible by the sitting governor today. His Excellency Senator Mondo. Well,
you know, Chairman Imafida, it's amazing that now you're talking about the freedom that local government, the autonomy, which translates into freedom that the local government or have in Edo State. That could be a model for others to copy. If this can happen within the space of a year in office, then there must be some kind of gain that this has brought to governance or in the grassroots. So, if you will, let us in on what that autonomy has done for an administrator like yourself in Uhunmwode.
All right. When I say free hands, for instance, when we came in, if you go to the council now, you will see we are doing total overhauling. We are doing a massive renovation at the secretariat. That secretariat that has been there for many years, since 1999. There hasn't been any meaningful renovation in that council. And right now, millions of naira is being allocated for renovation that is ongoing as of today. It shows the government is giving free hand. That's not just the only thing we are doing at the local government level. As of today, we have introduced subvention to workers. When we came in, workers were paying a lot for transportation and everything, but we said no. Since the governor has given us free hand, why don't we help our people? So we have to give them subvention in terms of subsidizing what they were paying. They were paying huge amount of money before, and we said no, they should be paying less so that people can come to work. So we've done that.
So you now have more people coming to work on a daily basis.
When you get to the council as of today, you'll be shocked. A lot of people, everybody is in their working desk, functioning as governments. That's how local governments ought to function. Then another thing that we're also doing at the local government level, we've introduced a lot of different developmental strides. For instance, we have a trailer park opposite the council that has been a proposed trailer site that has been abandoned for many years. But when we came in, when we saw the free hand, we have to interact with people outside. And as of today, something is being done about it. We had an agreement with the bank. The bank is working towards it massively. Within the next 3 months, something huge is coming to that place. And that thing is not just going to be there alone. It's going to create jobs, and it's also going to bring in a lot of investors to our local government. So with all these things that the government is doing, we believe within the next few years, I don't think people will want to come back to, people will want to be going to government house at the state level. I think everything will now be done at the local government level, based on the free hands that the government has given us.
I think you just touched on one of the big problems in Nigeria, not just in Edo State, and that is the migration of rural dwellers to the city centers, and it's because of the lack of such amenities there, which you say you're trying to bring back owing to the freedom you now have to run the affairs of local council. Help us now. I love to talk about women and children. I love to talk about education, and we need to know what it was like and what it is at the moment in the last 1 year in terms of education for young people in your local government area, and specifically women who would also want to access the primary healthcare centers, even though we know that falls within the purview of the federal government.
Okay. Before this administration came in, I will use my own village as a case study for that. In my village.
Let us know your village.
Okay. My village is Ubeze.
Ubeze village.
Ubeze, in my village, we didn't have classroom.
Wait a minute. No classrooms.
Yeah. When I say we didn't have classroom, it means it was in a complete bad state, where when it's raining, you can't even stay inside there. But when the governor came, he said, no. This can't continue. I don't know, because I was told, I just got into government less than 2 months as council boss, but I was told that before you get something from government, it has to take 1 year or 2 years, based due to that they have to go through procedures. But I was shocked when the governor came in less than 6 months. In less than 6 months, we now have a brand new building in my village, and we now have a lot of teachers, and the students are now enjoying themselves like they're in the urban setting. So most of our children at the rural areas are today, they don't want to start thinking of coming to town or migrating to town. That shows you the governor's appetite for good education for our people at the rural area. So I'm impressed with the governor. Then in terms of our women, you see how go and check the appointment the governor made today. A lot of appointments are for the women. A lot of women are benefiting today from Governor Peolo's administration. It shows the governor is running an inclusive governance where male and female has equal rights. So I'm pleased with him, and I'm happy with what he's doing too.
So in the foreseeable future, what do you see for Mwode Peolo at the completion of his first term in office? What should we be expecting to see?
As of today, it's no longer news. People have been talking about building overhead bridges and everything. It has always been our dream, or my dream as a child, that one day I'll wake up, I'll see overhead bridge, the way it is in Lagos, in New York and the rest. I never knew I would see it. I've seen different administration coming to make promises of we'll build bridge, we'll do this. They in fact, they've turned most administration into, they've turned governance into a place where you can come and say anything. At the end of the day, you don't fulfill it. But look at what is going on today in our city, in Ipobai. The governor is building overhead bridge, and it's almost 80 to 90% completion. It shows the governor is ready to transform our state into a small Dubai.
You always make me chuckle there, because I remember many years ago, the first time that the Edo State saw a pedestrian bridge built by Lucky Benedion then, many years ago, they thought it was heaven here on earth. And now an overhead bridge is coming, and you say more are also coming. Before I let you go, this has to be told. We need to know what pregnant women, your government, Uhunmwode, what do you have for pregnant women? Because time and again we've seen terrible stories of people losing pregnancies and young children dying because of lack of medical facilities. Is this something that has changed within your domain?
Okay, I came into office less than 2 months ago. When I assumed the position as the acting chairman of Uhunmwode Local Government, I had to visit the health centers. So I will use one of the health center in particular as a case study, the one at Enyai. It was raining. When I entered the health center, I was baffled. I said, "Is this a health center?" He said, "Yes." I said, "No, we can't have this kind of situation here." So we quickly swing into action. Even when they told us that the agency is in charge, that we had to contact the agency before we do anything at our primary health center, I said, "No, that's impossible. Our indigents, our people from our local government and people from the state deserve a better health center." So we swing into action. We're able to bring in people to do renovation. Renovated the leaking roof, and today when it's raining today, they can conveniently stay there and receive medical attention without any stress.
Augustine Imafidon, Chairman of Uhunmwode Local Government.
Yes, and quickly, I have to also say something. When we came into office, we met pile up of arrears, salary arrears that hasn't been paid in the council. I was so disappointed, but today I've cleared it all. Uhunmwode does not fall into the league of any local governments as of today that holds salary arrears.
Because that's one of the big problems within some local councils. So we'd like to say congratulations to you on that. And thank you for your time and happy anniversary, Augustine Imafidon, Acting Chairman of Uhunmwode Local Government Council.